When Bill Humeny first moved to this acreage near Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in 1995, he was looking for a way to take advantage of being out in the wide open country. After some diligent research, he decided to raise registered purebred Canadian horses.
And was looking for a horse to breed, and I stumbled across an article about these horses. And the whole idea intrigued me. They're Canadian breed, strictly Canadian, and had a lot of good characteristics. And at the time, they were, and they are, and still are, an endangered species.
Humeny has 10 of his own Canadian horses and also looks after several more for friends. He says they're enjoyable horses due to a variety of appealing characteristics.
One of the things that we like about them a lot is that they're a really good-natured horse. They're very people-friendly. That makes them kind of easy to work with. On top of that, they're easy, what you call an easy keeper. I don't think you're going to see a skinny horse around here. They don't require a lot of rich feed or a lot of special feeding or anything like that to stay healthy. They're noted as having really good endurance. They're a very hardy horse. Real good bone structure. Generally, if you get them right, they've got a nice broad chest with good lung and so on. And all around a nice horse to work with.
Right now, Humeny is getting ready to go for a drive with this 16-year-old Canadian named Fargo. Just to be on the safe side, he likes to approach this process cautiously.
I leave the halter on. Most people would not. I do that because he's a stallion. I'm here alone, and if something gets him excited, he's going to want to go have a look at it.
The history of the Canadian breed goes back to the 1600s, long before Canada even became a country. It all started when a French monarch shipped a group of mixed breed horses to what is now Canada.
Well, originally they were sent from King Louis XIV stables to Quebec for use in the new settlements there. The first shipment was, I think, 12 or 14 horses, a couple of mares, and a couple of stallions, and the rest were mares. And then a few years later, there was some more sent over, and the whole breed pretty much descended from that into a pretty true, genetically true line.
Humeny told us those horses involved in the foundation of the Canadian included several fairly prominent breeds.
There was Arab, Barb, Andalusian horses, and according to what I have researched, some of the heavier sort of war horse types as well. So it was a blend of those breeds. And you can see some of the characteristics of all those breeds in them, if you look at enough of them.
About 75% of all Canadian horses are black, but they also produce colors such as beige and chestnut. They usually stand 14 to 16 hands high and weigh between 900 and 1,500 pounds. They aren't known as speed horses, but Humeny has enjoyed success entering them in combined driving events, which usually includes a distance competition of up to 12 miles.
Where you go cross country on a timed event where you have to come in within a certain time window. While you're out there, one part of it, you will have to go through hazards. Could be water hazards, through trees. You have to go through particular openings in the right order at the right time. You get penalized for the amount of time that you're in doing that when you're off track. And then you do what they call a cones course, which is where you have limited clearance between sets of cones set out in a pattern that you have to do in the right order in the right direction.
Humeny says he has never bothered to bring his Canadians indoors, even when he has had mares in foal. This is hardly surprising since the breed has been adapting to the harsh Canadian climate for over 300 years. Research suggests that their numbers peaked at around 160,000 in the 1800s.
They were exported a lot too. They were noted for their strength, their endurance, their easy keepers. And they were a pretty popular horse for a lot of things. They were sent to the Boer War. They were used very extensively in the American Civil War, and exported to the West Indies for use on the sugar plantations. They were pretty broad use, but their numbers deteriorated very seriously, particularly after the mechanization of the farms.
Eventually, the numbers dropped to 200 or so at their lowest point, which was around the time when efforts began to reestablish the breed. In addition to being well-known driving horses, Canadians are also quite popular as saddle horses. A number of ranchers like them for cattle work. It's not surprising that the breed has received special recognition in its home country.
You know, they are a part of our national heritage, and in 2002 there was an act in Parliament in Ottawa where they were named to be Canada's national horse. So that's kind of an interesting thing.
The Canadian has long been popular in crossbreeding programs, consistently passing along traits such as structure and temperament. Humeny is looking forward to retirement, which means he'd be willing to sell if he can find good homes for his Canadian horses.